out there. Spread a little aloha around the world. At Breakfast with Bob.
Thank you, Poncho Man. Welcome, everybody. Breakfast with Bob, our Nice World Championship edition. My name is Bob Babbitt. We are brought to you by HOKA Fly Human Fly, Master Spas, Precision Fuel and Hydration, Deboer Wetsuits, Outrigger Kona Resort and Spa, Stay Longer, Save More, and of course, our Challenge Athletes Foundation, our next guest, coming off a amazing run at Challenge Roth, 228.03 to finish ninth overall. And I know Matt Hanson likes a 228.03. He does not like the ninth. That does not do much for him. Matt, how you doing, bud?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm wonderful. It's funny. I was just having that conversation with Patrick Lange, and he was saying, yeah, I was talking to Matt afterwards, and it's like, it's always nice to run fast, but you want to run fast to win the race.
Yeah, exactly.
The podium.
Exactly.
Right?
It was pretty cool for Patrick to hand the finisher medal at the end, but it was definitely mixed emotions. Good to run well, but yeah, was there for a little bit more than ninth.
You know what's interesting to me is when people have back issues, it seems the hardest thing would be getting off the bike and running. And for whatever reason, you're able to get off the bike and run, even if you're having back issues on a bike, and it's like you're shot out of a cannon.
Yeah, I don't. That's always kind of been the case. When I'm more hunched over in the flex position is kind of when it tends to light up on the bike, and then I very rarely have had issues on the run. And once I get about a mile in, it all tends to settle down, which is a good thing. But I mean, I would rather have it that way than the other way. But it would be nice to get through a race without it bothering me here. And last year it was pretty good. This year it's not been so good, not been so great.
But there's a race like Nice has 8,000 feet of climbing. You're out of the saddle. You're up and down. Is that better for you than just being in that TT position?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely, earlier in the career, I stayed away from hillier races. And then I kind of figured out that it was a little bit better to be able to get out of the bars, climb a little bit without getting punished. And just have a little bit more variability that should help at least the back anyways. The descent may be a little bit of a different situation.
So you blow me away when I look at results just from this season. I mean, like at Cairns, you get fifth and you run a 2:30.21. And then in Texas, you run 2:42. And in Roth, you run 2:28, Placid 2:41. Your running is unbelievable. But it's one of those things that you're running faster than anybody and basically everybody in the sport. How do you, when you deal with the back stuff, how do you prepare knowing that, God, I'm always dealing with this back crap? How do I get to the point where I'm getting off the bike in fifth or sixth so that I'm using my weapon to win the race?
Yeah, I mean, that's when I have a good day, I'm in contention usually at most races. I haven't been so in a world championship race yet, but it's been something I've battled throughout the entire career. And when you have a fracture in the spine that'll never heal, it's just something that you're going to have to deal with, and you're going to have good days and bad days. And the bad days typically come with crosswinds, and the good days come on calmer days. And it's unfortunate. I do everything that I can on the physio side, on the strength training side to put me in the best position. But in that last training block, the last race block, Cairns was really windy, and it lit things up early in the race, and it never settled down throughout those three races. So I was pretty uncomfortable even when I wasn't racing. It just was in a tough place. And I went after Lake Placid. I didn't do an aero interval for a month. I just just rode the road bike, stayed out of aero. And then when I got back into doing aero intervals, I did them on the trainer, just to try to protect things as much as I could. And then the last 2 weeks, I've been normal training, getting outdoors, hopefully when I get to the top of the climb in Nice, I'm able to sit in the bars like I need to.
It's so I know a couple years ago, Gustav, I think he won 70.3 worlds with a road bike.
He did, yeah.
And this is a type of course that really the wind should not be that big a factor there. And
Yeah.
have you thought about a road bike or not?
No, the 70.3 is just pretty much up then down. Here, the up on the plateau, or when you get to the top of the climb, you've got a pretty big stretch that's you need to be in a good TT position for, otherwise you'll get punished significantly for that. So I would love to be able to do it on the roadie. I would probably descend a little bit better, but I would lose too much time on the top section there.
And now, yeah, you were 21st at the World Championship in Nice a couple of years and ran 2:36. Jeez.
Yeah, that was an interesting one. I was there. I spent a month there earlier in the year trying to train on the course.
Yeah.
And then I went there right after 70.3 World. So I was there for a couple of weeks again and had a little run in with a car 8 days before the race. And
that's right.
Broke a couple of ribs. And yeah, that was what made it pretty evident to me that I have to be on a TT bike, because I couldn't sit with the ribs. I couldn't get down in TT position. So I had good power, but I just got, I bled time up on the top section there without being able to get into the bars. So,
right.
Yeah, it was not the most fun day I've had on a bike, but hopefully this year is a little bit better.
And so the decision was not to spend that much time in Europe leading into this, but to stay home and then go about a week out.
Yeah, so I'll leave on Monday. That mixed with a bunch of travel and having a youngster here, I wanted to be able to help my wife take care of Olivia over the weekend before leaving for another trip. So I've got this one, and then I've got Marbella coming up, and I don't know what the end of the year will bring yet, but it's been a lot of travel this year, so I enjoy being home.
Yeah, between Cairns and Challenge Roth and Texas and South Africa, and the worst is you go to South Africa and don't even get a result. That's a long travel. That
didn't start the year off on a high note, and I felt like I've been chasing ever since. And sometimes it's paid off, but definitely haven't had the results that I've wanted out of the year. Haven't had the results that last year showed that I think I'm still capable of, but I'm still sitting in the top 10 in the Pro Series. So need to go put together a good race in Nice and then get the last score in Marbella.
Yeah, this Pro Series has been really awesome. Just creating excitement around every one of these races. Plus, the fields are deeper, right, than they were before. So I'm guessing you're liking this.
Yeah, it's what the sports needs. It's great to see people win by 30 minutes, but that doesn't get spectators to tune in. What gets spectators to tune in is the top people racing the top people multiple times a year. And in the past, that just didn't happen because it was too much financial risk to, why not go to a race that nobody's going to be at, win the race, get your ticket to the World Championships, and then show up at the World Championships and then get all eyes on that race. Whereas here, you look at a race like Frankfurt, it was the top Europeans racing each other. A couple Americans were that. It was a great race.
Yes,
and a fun one for spectators to watch. Ironman Texas was the same. Oceanside has been the same, and it incentivizes people to race the top, race each other, and that makes the sport more spectator friendly.
As a guy you're still 40, right?
I'm still 40. Yeah,
that's still 40.
I haven't found the fountain of youth yet to bring me back to my 30s.
You know what? I think you are the fountain of youth. You and Patrick, man. The fact that you're running the way you're running, you're still racing the way you're racing. 5th at Cairns, 9th at Roth, 10th. Did you get 10th at Kona last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you 10th in Kona, ran your way up from 30th.
Something like that.
Like that, ran your way up. So you're still a factor for you. How have you had to change? Obviously, you're dealing with your back stuff, but how have you had to change the way you train? I remember guys telling me back in the day, I think it was Rod Dixon, said, hey, I can do the same workouts. I just can't do them as often. I have to take more rest between those type of workouts.
Yeah, I didn't really notice it having to change much at all until this last 6 week block. And part of that was because of the
Baby.
3 Ironmans close together that I did. It left more of a mark than it would have a couple years ago. And so I tried to get back into normal training, and it was a bit of a battle. So it was 4 weeks of 2 hard days, 1 easy day, rather than 5 hard days, 1 easy, or what I was doing in the past. And so, I've had to change things back a little bit, but I'm still able to get in some solid work, and probably need a little bit more sleep than I used to, which,
Welcome
doesn't
to my world.
Yeah. I hear you're heading to a lab in
Yes, Scottsdale.
Arizona here pretty soon.
And my producer John as well. We're going to go
Awesome.
there along with James Conema from the Triathlon Network. And we're going to go. I've never done any of this stuff. I've never done VO2 Max. They were talking some sort of plate and some sort of, I'm like, okay, just tell me. I mean, I've still got my Timex watch. So I am about as technologically unsound as anybody out there. But I'm looking here, you go, Placid, Roth, Texas, cans, 4 fulls this year so far.
Yep.
Number 5.
This will be number 5 in Nice. Yeah.
And if you talk to a world-class marathoner and said, hey, you're going to race 5 marathons this year, they'd go, yeah, you're going to race 5. I'm not racing 5 marathons this year. I mean, staying healthy enough to do 5 marathons in a year, not even talking about the 112-mile bike ride, 2.4-mile swim. That's crazy stuff. A couple of years ago, of course, you've been doing this for, how many Ironmans have you done now?
I haven't counted.
I will add them up.
Yeah.
That is nutty.
I have a fair amount. Yeah. Earlier in the career, I would do 5 a year.
Routinely.
Somewhat routinely.
Yeah.
I've done 3 to 4 the last couple of years and been okay with that. This year, things changed a little bit. There was I put my name out on the Roth start list. And so that was always the plan. I hoped to only have to do 3 in Roth, but I didn't get the points that I wanted. So I rolled the dice and tried to go to Lake Placid and be able to erase the Texas score. That didn't happen. So I'll need a good result in Nice to at least get rid of the Lake Placid score.
So Placid, you're 11th. Texas, you're 11th.
Yep.
So you need to get top 10, top 5. What do you need?
To erase the Placid score, I probably just need to cross the finish line.
Okay.
It wasn't. I was 11th, but I was a fair bit back from Matthew, who had a great day there.
Yeah.
And then there's obviously 1,000 more points in Nice. So it would take a lot for me on this course to be in the top 10. That would be a great result for me. Would be top 10. But we'll just take it one step at a time and try to get off the bike before everybody else is on their second lap and then see what we can do.
The nice thing about this course is the multi-lap run, because you get crowds. People who don't even know how to spell triathlon are down there cheering for you guys because they're down there in the promenade. What type of run courses do you prefer? Do you prefer where there's crowds? Do you prefer lava fields where it's just you and your thoughts?
I really like the races where I like flat for running. I call myself a flow-based runner, not a strength-based. So hilly courses like Lake Placid are tough on me. I really enjoy multi-loop runs where you can feed off the crowd energy, and then I do like races that have long straightaways so you can see what's going on in front of you, especially early on. I think that was one of the good things about Roth was I got off. I knew I was well back off the bike, but as soon as I got to the canal, I could see people in front of me. So it was just focus on passing one more person and passing one more person. And you could always see that next person in front of you. And so that there was always a little bit of a carrot out there to chase. And I think that helps motivate me a little bit as well.
Do you have many of the athletes you're coaching coming to Nice?
We're pretty low this year. I think I only have 2 athletes on the start line at Nice. We have a big group in Marbella.
bet.
Couple in Nice, couple at
Kona.
Kona. But yeah, I think we have 14 in Marbella.
Wow.
Yeah, which is exciting.
Which is very exciting. Now, when you go to a race like that, and you've got your own race to worry about, do you spend much time with the athletes?
I'll try to meet one-on-one with the ones that I personally coach, and then when there's a big group like that, we'll get together for a team coffee or team dinner or team swim or something like that. Once we all get boots on the ground, we'll set something up there just to have a little bit of camaraderie and make sure people know the faces to look out for on the course to give some cheers.
The great thing about our sport is how it changes lives, right? It changes lives for better every single day. And besides the fact that, you've got your own racing to do, you get to see that every day, with people who are coming in who are overweight or dealing with family issues, and use this silly sport to change their life for the better. I'm guessing that's helped to keep you in the sport as long as it has.
I mean, being able to love what you do definitely helps, and still making a living at it definitely helps. But being able to be a part of a lot of people's journey to a healthier them or a happier them is definitely rewarding. That's when I can't keep up anymore in a few years. I'll still keep on with the coaching side of things, and then try to be a part of kind of more the longevity journey in other ways for people. That's what I did my dissertation on way back when.
Yeah.
And that's how I knew you were getting involved in the lab is having my ear to the ground on some of those projects as well.
Well, it's funny. I was talking to those guys. I've always said our sport is a fountain of youth, that if you're a runner, when you get to 50, you're not running faster than you ran at 45. You might be. But for most runners, the orthopedic reality is you're not going to run faster as you age. But triathlon, man, I can get a better bike. I can get a better wetsuit. I can actually do some training and do some testing. You can get better at 70 than you were at 60 if you do the right stuff. So
there's certainly people out there doing it.
Yeah, I love it. And a lot of them are the ones you coach, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Matt, keep doing what you're doing, buddy. Hey, have a great, great time in Nice, and hopefully get our fingers crossed. You're going to go, oh, my back feels great. This is awesome. I'm here in 12th place off the bike. I'm going to run my way right up here to the podium.
There we go. There we go.
Matt, thanks for taking time, bud. Always a pleasure to chat with you. Keep being great.
All right. Thanks, Bob.
Matt Hanson has been our guest. Everybody, again, Breakfast with Bob. Hold on. We'll be right back.